I created a really cool lead magnet, and I wanted to share with you how I created it because I've had a lot of feedback that people are loving the lead magnet. They love interacting with it and they want to know how to make one of their own. And so I decided I would show you how I did it. I used ChatGPT, and I'll show you the finished result so you understand what we're talking about. So the finished result here is, I'm calling it Arlan's Archetype Finder. Now, this is just happens to be the topic that I wanted this to be about. And I actually did this with my wife. We came up with this a couple of weeks ago on a weekend. We were just sitting around talking about different types of founders and different types of people who work at companies. And we thought of the four main ones that we know of. And then I thought, well, I want to put this into some way where people can do like a quiz or a survey and they can find their archetype. So if you see this, and actually the link to this live is in the description below so that you can see what I'm talking about. And you can do this for yourself. But I really want to show you behind the scenes of how to make one for yourself. So I'll just show you briefly how this works. So it says, hi, it's Arlan's GPT, ready to get started. And I say yes, or anyone who goes there. And then it starts to, it gives you a little bit of a welcome and it starts to ask you questions. So it has question 1. And just so you know, there are 7 questions that it asks. So I would, let's just say I randomly pick 3. Okay. And then it's going to say, great choice. And now question 2. And it's going to do that for several iterations. And I will keep doing that just randomly so that you can see what the output is, because it'll help you understand as we're making this. I'm not even reading them, I'm just doing this for you to show you. So you would actually read this and actually go through it because it's super helpful. And then I'll choose this, and it's randomized and but you can see that these questions are about your company, your business, business in general, how you like to operate. And there are 2 more questions, or 3 more. Okay. Then, if you want to, you can skip ahead just a few seconds just so you can get to the result. And then, final question. And I'm just going to randomly put 2 here, but again, someone who's filling this out would actually answer these correctly. So it says, thanks for completing the quiz. I've calculated your results. And now it gives me what my business archetype is. And for your understanding, this is of 4 different archetypes. This one says that I'm a catalyst with a manager rising. So I made it like astrology, but essentially it explains the main thing that they think I am. And then it gives me next steps, join inner circle, ... And then it gives me a secondary, so the rising part of it gives me a secondary and it tells me what to focus on. And then it tells me my least aligned archetype. It tells me how to adapt to that. Then it says that this resonate with you. Let me know if you want to explore more programs or actionable insights. And I can say yes here and I can keep talking to it. But that's essentially what this does. And so you can see it's really fun, interactive. And you can see for me on my side, it helps me direct people to different offers that I have. So I have Inner Circle and I have All Access. And then there's a couple other things that it'll bring up depending on what your combination is. All right, so how did I do it? First of all, make sure you go do this for yourself, either now, pause and do it, or do it after, so you can see it in real life. And I'll tell you how I did it. I did it with ChatGPT. And what I did was on this side here, when you sign up for ChatGPT, and I don't know if it's available in the free version. I just have to say that I don't know because I have the paid version, $20 a month. There's also a $200 a month if you want to go all out. I'm also an investor in ChatGPT, so I have to tell you that as a disclaimer. But I just think I use it every single day. Even if I wasn't an investor, I would be using it. So on this side, and I'm not going to show it to you because it shows all of my private information here, but on this side, if I were to reveal the sidebar, it would say all the different topics that I've talked to ChatGPT about. And it would say at the top here, explore GPT. Explore GPT. And when I clicked on that, it would bring me to this page. And GPTs are the chat, interface that chat is based on, but you can have any kind that they help you make any kind. So this page helps you discover the options, what you could make. And it gives you a lot of tools that you can use. So you can go here, but you can see there's a copywriter GPT, there's an AI Humanizer Pro, there's a Canva one, different ones that are live education. But we're going to make our own, okay? We're going to make our own. So how do I do it? If you see here, it says create. Create your GPT. This is so fun. All right, so I've made a couple of these, just maybe 2 this year. So this is the second one I've made, and then this test one I'll show you. So the way you do this is you can start here. So it's almost like having a conversation with ChatGPT to help you build it. And it says, how can I help you build? Say something like make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products, or make a software engineer who helps format my code. So you're creating this entity that interfaces with anyone you send the link to. Okay. So I will think about what that's going to be in a second. We're actually going to use ChatGPT to help us decide. But then the other option, this is actually what I used, is that you can just start feeding it information. So you give it a name, and we can call it like, all access tester. And then we're going to decide what it does. And then it says give it instructions. And I think the key here is in the upload files. So I'm going to go back over to the regular ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, I want to create a test GPT to educate entrepreneurs. Let's do this. I want to create a GPT that helps entrepreneurs decide which of my offers to sign up to. These include all access and inner circle. What are 3 options for the type of GPT that I could create? All right, so you're conversing with ChatGPT. It's kind of slow right now. Normally it's much faster than this, but it could be in all sorts of things. It could be my Wi-Fi. It could be that it's overloaded right now because it just launched a new video side to things. This is really slow for ChatGPT, but I'm using ChatGPT 4.0. And it gives me options. So I could do this 100 times. It could give me 1,000 options, right? It could just continue to give me options, but it's giving you smart ideas like offer matchmaker, growth path GPT, ... So let's just say offer matchmaker. Okay, so let's just say that's what we wanted to choose. Now, what you would do in this section is you would say, I want to make a GPT for my company or for my offer. What are some ideas? And tell it a little bit about your offer and who you are. And the more you use ChatGPT, the more it knows about you. As you can see with my memory full here, the more it knows about you and it can help you. So I'm just going to, for these purposes, I'm just going to say, great. Sometimes it likes a little positive reinforcement. And I'm going to say, great. How would I, or please create the prompts and instructions for GPT for number 1 so I can create this. Let's see what it says. And so it'll start to give me the structure, prompts, and instructions to create this GPT. Now, this is all really meta, right? Like I could use ChatGPT for any step of this. I don't have to use it for every step, but I'm showing you how I could. I didn't use it for this step in the one I showed you, but I could have, right? So this part I did use. Once I had the idea with Anna, we came to ChatGPT and we said, give us the instructions to give to you, basically to give to you that would help us make this. And see, it starts to give you all the instructions. And you would go through this and you would copy it and paste it into um, some sort of document. So pages, I can do that. And I wish it was going faster. That would help, right? You can, you can put me on 1.5x as long as you can understand me. You can do that with all of your videos, just FYI. If you knew that, let me know in the comments if you knew that you could speed up a video on YouTube or elsewhere. Let me know. And if you do that, if you already do that, let me know. What I do is I speed up myself at 2x because I can hear myself and understand myself at 2x. And I speed up everyone else at 1.5 or 1.75, unless it's like something I really want to hear their voice, structured out. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to copy all of this that it's given me. It still hasn't stopped. It's being really slow. I have never seen it this slow before. But I'm going to just do this. I'm going to open up so this is the one I had. So I'm going to open up a new template. And then I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to copy all of this except for the bottom part. I'm going to put it into a pages, just a notes. I'm going to save it as for GPT today, just to help me find it on my desktop. I'm going to go back to the GPT, right? So now I have this, I haven't read it, looked through it because we don't have time right now. But what I would normally do in this case is I would read through this, I would paste it, and then I would edit it for my own taste, right? Edit it. I may have a back and forth conversation with ChatGPT to get it really where I want it to. But now I'm going to go over back to ChatGPT, the GPT maker, and I'm going to say this is a GPT that helps people decide, what did we call it? What was it? Offer matchmaker. That helps people as an offer matchmaker. That's not the best, but we'll see. Okay, and then I will upload in the knowledge file this file that I have. So this is where you could put all instructions, all kinds of information that you have built over time, and you can put it there for this specific one. And then it says, how does it behave? What should it avoid doing? I'm going to go back here and say this. Okay, I'm just going to put that part of it there and see how that goes. Now, there's some other options here. I'm going to take away the code interpreter because I don't need that. There's some other things that are more advanced, additional settings and create new action. We're not going to worry about that. And again, we could have used create and just talked it through, but I'm going to do this version. And this is what I think, you can do either one. And then over here on this section, it's been saving all of this information and it gives me a preview. So then I could say, hello, let's see what it does. Hello, how can I help you today? Are you exploring Arlan's All Access and Inner Circle programs? I'd love to learn more about your goals and challenges to help you choose the best fit. Yes, I am. I have no idea what this is going to say. This is interesting. Okay, be slower, ChatGPT. Great. I'd love to help you figure out which program aligns best with your needs. To start, tell me a bit about where you are in the entrepreneurial journey. And then let's say I answer these. I'm new and I would like to make $1 million. Boom. See what it says. Awesome goal. It's ambitious, but it's absolutely achievable. So you're new. Here's a breakdown to help you decide. And then it gives information. Now, this is very straightforward, right? This is very like you're asking about the offer. What we learned with the one that I actually created is that you don't have to be so straightforward. You can create something that is of value to people, like a quiz that helps them understand what type of business archetype they are. Or you can do other things that are creative and that you can use ChatGPT to help you come up with those ideas. But once you do, you put it here and this is taking them through it. Since you're just starting out, all access is likely the best place. How does that sound? Would you like more details or do you feel ready to dive in? I'm going to say ready to dive in. See what it says. You're making a powerful decision. Now, um, what I didn't do because I did this so fast is I didn't put the link. But for this one, I did. I put the links to all of my offers inside of these instructions over here. So that's what you would do too. You would put, in addition to what the instructions and the kind of back and forth and the language, you would put, now, if somebody says this, then send them here. Somebody says that, then send them here, right? So this is really, really cool. So now you have that, you've previewed it, you like it, you can say, okay, create. You say create. And you could just go back and forth, save this, come back later, do all kinds of stuff with it. You know, I could still add to it. I can still add to the one I have live. So now you want to share it with anybody with the link and you want to save that. So it's saving it, it's giving you the link that you can copy here, and then you can view the GPT on its own, and now you're here. Boom. We did that in just a few minutes, and imagine what would happen if you spent time with it and you got really creative. And back over here, and you could say hi. So one of the things that this didn't do that I made the other one do, or taught the other one to do, is to prompt me. I don't have to know what to say here, right? I could go back and say, actually, let's see if I can get back to it. I can say, actually, at the end of these instructions, when someone arrives, please prompt them so they know what to do. Okay, and then have that update pending, update, and then let's see. Let's see if it does that. Oh, something went wrong. Well, technology, but now it looks like it's ready. And let's see if it worked. Is it working or did it not take that? Yeah, so it didn't do it what I wanted it to do, which happens with ChatGPT from time to time. So I'd say update. Please prompt, please add a welcome prompt that is automatic. So visitors know what to do as soon as they arrive without having to type. Let's see if that worked. Okay. It is moving around and now let's view it. And it didn't work. And it didn't work. And I'm not sure why it didn't work, but I'll keep messing with it. I'll tell you what, when I worked on this, I worked on it for maybe 3 hours on this one. I worked on it for maybe 3 hours on a Saturday, because that's what I do on Saturdays. And then I left it alone for about a week. And then I came back to it and I started again. And I could go in and have all kinds of things that I work on, that I add to it. So I have my GPTs here. Let's see, I have Arlan's advice, one that I made, I don't know, a year ago, that I took all of my manuscripts, all of the transcripts from different videos I had done, some educational things that I'd done. I poured it all in and attached it all into this so that it could be this definitive clone of me, right? And I also gave it prompts like this, which is what I'm wanting the other thing to do. And so it says, like, it has these FAQs, but also you can just ask it anything. So I created that, and as you saw, there were 400 chats going. I haven't promoted it at all. I just had it one time, and I probably should promote it more and update it. But you can see, like, you can go here to the advice and say, how do I know what to offer if I'm a beginner? Because that's the questions people ask me all the time. Now let's see what it says based on what I fed it. If you're a beginner, start small, understand your audience and their needs, use the dreams method, which is a method that I've come up with. like a framework, right? Use that. And then it's going to just tell the person what I would have said to them. So that's another way you can use a GPT. You can fill it with your information. And inside of Arlan's All Access, I have a Learn ChatGPT section. In that section, I talk about you have to make the decision if you want to feed into the algorithm, feed into the AI algorithm. It is a decision that you make individually, do some research about it, but I feel comfortable doing so. So I poured information into it so that it could do things like this. Like imagine, like this is a really cool. Let me know in the comments if you would like access to this because this is really cool, right? It gives you all this information and I don't have to be here, but it is my information, right? It's so interesting. I could say, what does Arlen's book? It's about damn time. Key takeaways. What are Arlen's book? Three key takeaways. Let's see what it says. Here are three key takeaways. Turn being underestimated into your greatest advantage. It's going too slow, so I'm not going to sit here and watch this, but you understand. I'm just going to stop it. You understand the possibilities. You can make a survey. You can make an advice GPT that's based on your advice. You could do all kinds of things. And if you don't know what to do, you can ask, tell me 10 more options of the type of GPT I could create. And I'm not going to sit here and watch that, but that's what you could do, right? So here are 10 more options. If those don't look good to you, or if one looks good to you and you're like, oh, that's interesting, tell me more about that one, or give me 5 more that are like that one, that's what you can type into ChatGPT. So I hope that this has given you a lot to think about and given you a lot of inspiration to create. Go out and do it. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. And just learning and working with these is the key. That's the key, is just to start.